Welcome back to the Bar Talk podcast. We are recording again at the Craft Beer Cellar. And I am here with... This is a really terrible opening. I'm going to just start over again. Sorry.
Don't start over. Let him keep going.
Then start over and I'll just cut this?
Oh, yeah.
I'll leave it in. One take.
Welcome to the Bar Talk podcast. I am your host, Andy of Inebriart, and I am joined once again by Dan Mahoney.
What up?
And Karl Heine.
Hello, everybody.
So we were, just talking about how nice it is outside. Spring is on its way.
Spring has sprung.
Spring has
Don't
sprung.
jinx it. We're not safe till like May 1st.
See, I was going to say that, but then I didn't want to jinx it. But, once Karl did, it's not my fault. But with spring comes, we call Punxsutawney filling.
Yep.
Going out and drinking, day drinking on the nice days.
And you act like you've been trapped in a house for 100 years, but it's really just been a week.
Yeah. And
they all start Twitter-pating.
Twitter-pating?
Yep. I don't know what that is, but I'm just going to roll with it. I like
Bambi.
it. That's correct.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was like Twitter.
No, it was Twitter before it was cool. No.
So that's where it came from, right? Bambi.
What, Twitter?
I'm just fucking making shit up. I have no idea. I'm just rolling with it.
People look to us for like real information. You can't just like throw anything out you want.
I have plenty of information. Real or
None
not.
of it's accurate?
That's for you to decide.
But coming up is St. Paddy's Day. It's I just did a new chalkboard for Tatum, I think yesterday, day before yesterday.
It's mediocre. It's no chalkboard that I've done, but
well, not all of us can be Dan Mahoney.
We can all be inebriate artists.
But so St. Paddy's Day is right around the corner.
It is, and it's on a Tuesday this year,
which is fantastic.
So
for me,
Dan, for everybody that doesn't know, is working at a bar in South Boston,
right on the parade route,
and I have a bar here in Plymouth,
right on the parade route.
We're going to talk a little bit about the differences in the towns. So, what I'm thinking about this year, if it's on a Tuesday, that I'm going to get an average Friday, an average Saturday. Sunday will be really, really big. Monday, nothing. And then Tuesday on the 17th will be like another Saturday.
I think it's all going to be what we get for weather. If we have like a beautiful Saturday where it's like 50 or 60 degrees like today is, you're going to have a crazy Saturday. And I think it'll probably lead into your week. But I don't think Monday will be anything.
But it all, we don't have a parade in Plymouth. I know there is in South Boston.
Well,
when is
there's
the parade?
enough drunk people walking around for here to be a parade. The parade's the Sunday before St. Patrick's Day.
It is.
So I think it's March 15th.
But isn't am I right in remembering correctly that
probably not?
Boston has a town holiday or city holiday on St. Patrick's Day? They call it Evacuation Day?
That's correct.
I have no idea. I don't get that holiday.
That is correct.
Yeah. So
it's a city holiday in Boston.
Right. It's called Evacuation Day. It's the day that...
I didn't know that.
It's the day that Jesus blew the whistle and all the rats went out of Ireland.
Oh, I thought it was snakes.
No,
Jesus is not a snake.
They evacuated the snakes. But
Evacuation Day is the Redcoats leaving Boston.
What's wrong with Redcoats? Just because you guys have green coats on
British.
right now. Yeah. Why are we against British
So
people?
This will be your first parade day down in South Boston.
Yes, so I started there right before the parade day. So I worked that weekend, but I didn't actually work the parade.
And what do you foresee down in Boston, which is probably the biggest, if not one of the biggest, St. Patrick's Day parades?
Mm-hmm. I know we're going to open. I think we open at 10 a.m. and we will probably have a line at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh my God!
People
really?
do, yeah. Like we've gotten that for just a random Pats game at 1 o'clock. We've had a line at 9 o'clock down the street. So, but I know the city is a lot stricter. So I think there's a police detail pretty much on any corner, even without the parade.
Yeah.
The bars close. Everyone closes at 6, so it's not, thankfully, one of those days where everyone's polluted by 10 a.m. and then they try to stay out till 2 a.m.
So that's on the day of the parade.
Yep.
Not on St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day, I don't know. I don't know if it'll be crazy because I think everyone in Southie is going to blow it out of the doors all weekend long. Like that Saturday before is crazy. So
yeah.
And if you do, it's going to be after the work hours anyway.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a huge day bar business.
Exactly, yeah.
But how many kegs of Guinness do you think you'll go through?
Surprisingly, I learned last year not that many.
Really?
Yeah, we don't do tons of it. So I thought, I was like, because even when I worked in Plymouth on BBC, we went through 6 in a weekend. I was like, so we go for 10 kegs, 15 kegs. So now we might go through 1, maybe 2, because it's all Bud Lights, Jameson,
Really?
all that stuff. Yeah,
Really, that's surprising.
Blew my mind last year when I found that out.
A guy I used to work with traveled to Ireland a lot, and he's like, what do you think the most popular beer in Ireland is? I'm like, I don't know, Guinness. He's like, Budweiser.
I knew that.
Yeah. So it's weird. Like I think we tend to think Guinness is the Irish beer, and I don't think it's.
But I think if we worked in like an Irish pub more, where we're more of like a sports bar.
Yeah.
So I think that's why everyone's just in there to get after it. So it'll be all vodka sodas, JMO shots, and Bud Lights. And,
do you draw the
White
shamrocks
Claws.
in the top of the?
Yeah, White Claws.
I've tried to
Seltzers.
teach them how to do it, and
Yeah.
so because I don't bartend, so every now and then I'll get back there. I'm like, hey, look at this shamrock. They're like, we don't have time for this. Whatever. So no, they don't.
I remember when I turned 21 and went to like my first St. Paddy's Day bar. I was really disappointed in the fact that green beer is just beer with food coloring in it.
Yeah, it took me a while to learn that too. Like, I was like, wait, what do you mean you don't have any more green beer like the day after?
Yeah, I'm like, I thought it was like some sort of special beer that was.
Now,
brewed.
do you do the green beer down in South Boston?
I don't think they do. I think they've tried it and then they said it's stupid.
We don't do it. It's too much work for
how
people
much
that don't even care.
green stains you have on everything. Like,
Yeah.
I know I've done it, and my hands will be tinted green for like a month.
Yeah.
Like, no matter what you use to wash them and stuff like that, just food coloring stays forever. So I don't think we do.
No, we don't either, and I don't think a lot of places actually do.
No, I think it's more nowadays. I think it's more like you'll see it like corporate places, like Fridays, and,
Right.
Yeah.
You know,
Because I don't even think... I maybe did it one year at BBC, and then I said, nah, I don't want to be green anymore.
I just feel like it was silly. Like,
Yeah.
what's the point?
But I tell you, it's one of our biggest days up here in Plymouth. We'll, I would say that Sunday before, if it ever fell on a Saturday like it did last year, I mean, that's definitely the biggest day that we can do. We've got no parade or anything, but people come in.
They
And
parade.
then
That was-
Sunday,
that was
they
ridiculous.
Sunday
Yeah,
again,
yeah.
same thing on Sunday. It's crazy, and I think Tuesday will be the same thing.
Yep.
I think there'll be a lot of people out after 4 o'clock, call it 5 o'clock. And, it's just a nice time because people just come out because everybody else comes out.
Yeah.
People feel like they're going to miss something at the bars if they don't come out.
Well, it's especially with it if you get nice weather. Like here in New England, everyone's like, we're going out. It's nice and drinking weather time.
It's 47 degrees.
Yeah, and the way it falls in the middle of March, that's usually like a tipping point whether what kind of winter you're going to have.
It always falls in the middle of March, right?
That's what I mean. I said out here.
Uh,
I didn't say when. I said
so,
because.
Karl, you guys have Irish music on the weekends. Do you schedule Irish music to get people in on St. Paddy's Day?
We have a big function room out in the back that we don't usually use on Sundays, but we will this year on a Sunday because I think that the people that can't get out on Tuesdays will be coming out on that Sunday.
Yeah.
So we'll put them in the back room. We'll have Irish music. We'll also have it out in the back room on Tuesdays, just to get the flow through the restaurant. Because if you don't, everything just gets bogged up right in front, and nobody can move. So you
Yeah.
want to put something in the back so people are kind of flowing in and out.
So they have a reason to go
Yeah,
back,
we won't be able to keep up with it. We'll have probably 4 draft lines of just Guinness only, just to keep up with it.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And what about specials? I know like a lot of places that don't normally even consider anything like it will have corned beef and cabbage.
Yes, we don't usually do corned beef and cabbage.
Yeah.
We will have it. We will have the Reubens. We'll have the corned beef and cabbage. We'll have corned beef sandwiches. We'll have shepherd's pie. And it's a lot of that corny, tongue in cheek there, but corny stuff that people think
Is traditional.
is traditional when they go
Yeah.
off for St. Patrick's
Yep.
Day, and you get an Irish guy coming in saying, "I've never even heard of this stuff."
Yeah.
So it's all what's perceived to be a St. Patrick's Day, an American St. Patrick's Day festival. And if you don't have it, they're disappointed.
Yeah.
And if you have it, they'll sell it. If I have corned beef and cabbage on March 18th,
Yeah.
I'm screwed because nobody will eat it.
You better be running Reuben omelets.
Reuben
for lunch the
omelets.
rest of the day. So it's funny.
You
He's
can
like,
call me Karl. It's one of my favorite
yeah,
things.
and he's just gonna be living off corned beef the next month. We don't do anything like that. Like we actually break our menu down because it's so busy. Like we serve everything out of plastic. It's all to-go stuff, and then things like 10 things on the menu. None of them have anything to do with Irish food.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just to make it simple.
We'll do the same way. We'll do just plastic cups.
Yeah,
Because you just can't keep up with the glass.
Exactly.
You just can't keep up with it.
Not to mention all the people dropping stuff and
and nobody cares. Everybody's just here for the party atmosphere. They don't care if they get a tumbler, a glass, or they just want their beer.
Yep.
Just get my beer quick.
You guys did that on parade day, Karl, when you streamlined your breakfast
for the plastic.
No, to do kind of like a. I remember the year before. I think you did kind of stripped down menu, and this year it's buffet.
Yep.
Buffet
because
there's one less thing to worry about.
Everybody is in there at once, and the people that are coming out aren't coming in to dine; they're coming in to get something to eat because they're drinking
to save their lives.
Yeah, it's just it's one of those. Oh, honey, did you have something to eat? We'll take a shepherd's pie because this boy needs to eat.
Hey, you're falling asleep over there. Let's go get you some food in there.
A lot of Jameson.
Yep.
A lot of Jameson. A lot of car bombs.
Yep. I don't think so. I don't think we'll do those.
No, a lot of times we don't do it on that day either because people abuse it.
Yep.
There's nothing like getting up on the March 18th and happen to put your bathroom back together again because people destroyed it.
Yep.
But that's one of the things that we were talking earlier about is it is amateur night.
It is amateur
night.
It is the night where everyone who is not a seasoned drinker decides tonight's the night I tie one on. Why do people make that decision? Especially, you'll see less of it because it's a Tuesday, but people are still going to do it.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, yeah. Because people feel like they have to go out or they're missing out. Other amateur nights would be New Year's Eve.
Night before Thanksgiving.
Night before Thanksgiving.
It's a huge one. Yep.
I've noticed a lot of for us, the Sunday holidays, like the Monday holidays, like those Sunday nights, just disasters. Everyone's like, we got to go out because we don't have to work tomorrow.
We did a glass painting recently, and there was a couple women there that were pretty lit, and they were teachers, and it was February vacation, which I know lots of places around the country don't have February vacation, but we have a week off, from school to elementary and high schools and whatnot. Shut down.
Is that really a New England thing?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I used to go. My family used to go down to Philadelphia when I was a kid, and we'd see kids in school.
You just laugh at your cousins or whatever.
Yeah, kind of.
Yep.
And so teachers were tearing it up.
Oh yeah,
these women at glass painting were out because they're like, "Woo, we don't have
teachers on winter break or half days are the funniest craziest people you'll see out. He'll be 1:00 on a Friday, we're on school vacation.
I hate my students.
And they're just as pumped as the kids are.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And they're after it falling down the stairs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So.
But why? Why?
Why do they do it?
I know why they do it, but is it good for business? Is it bad for business?
Oh, I loved those days. You always just point. I don't know about you, but I made a lot of money off teachers on winter break and stuff like that.
Do you feel it keeps regulars away? Because I know a lot of people who
It can.
I'm not going out that night. That's amateur night.
Yeah. Not a lot of people go out for New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
But a lot of the younger people will, but unless it's a club or a ticketed party, not a lot of people are going out. And if the bars that are full of those people are the people that shouldn't be out.
Yeah, I know we did for New Year's Eve. We did a ticketed event, and so I think it was $40 to get in. And there were people they're pre-game too hard, and we were kicking them out at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. I'm like, just because you paid $40 doesn't mean you could sleep on a table. Right. So imagine spending $40 just to get sent home at 9, and then you can't get in anywhere.
Right.
So that's definitely the number one sign of amateur hour right there. You can't stay out more than 2 hours.
Yep. Same thing with the night before Thanksgiving.
Yep.
People are out. Everybody's, away from college for the first time and then coming back and seeing all their friends from school and everybody's getting together. And
if they're away at college for the first time, they come back, they probably shouldn't be out drinking.
Well, that's when you get your fake ID.
All right, sorry.
I was 21 when I first went to college.
Yeah?
I think I was 26. Going on 18. So.
Nice.
Yeah, we don't condone that, though.
Did it say McLovin on your
No, it said my name. Somehow. Someone I went to school with made it in their basement.
Nice.
It was a very shoddy operation, but it worked.
So yeah, there's a lot of holidays out there that there's a lot of people out there drinking that you don't want to be with them. But I think St. Patrick's Day is a little different because you do have the music and you have the moods and everybody's kind of cheering and it's a whole day celebration where New Year's Eve is the night, night before Thanksgiving is the night. But St. Patrick's is all day long.
that's the thing. It spaces out a little. For better or worse, it's spaced out all day. With like New Year's Eve, and it doesn't go out till 9.
Right,
try
because
to make it to the ball drop. Yep.
Yeah. Now, what kind of precautions are the right word? But like, what kind of precautions do you have to take? Do you have extra bouncers? Do you, we were just talking about fake IDs. Is there more lookout for that?
Yeah, definitely on those days there are. Yeah. We have door guys that go out and check every single ID for the people that are coming in after, call it 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
On St. Patrick's Day is kind of funny because it's on a Tuesday. So you need not necessarily a door guy because we let people in that are underage because they're with
Tuesday,
their families.
Right? Yeah,
it's a Tuesday. They're with their families. You get a lot of kids coming in and doing the step dance into the Irish music. And so you can't really just say 21 plus where you could, where if it was, New Year's Eve after 9 o'clock or after 9 o'clock on night
like
night
a Saturday
before Thanksgiving
night or something.
But if it's a Tuesday, we'll have a door guy, but all he's there is to really not let the drunks in.
Yeah.
And if there's a problem inside, he helps escort those drunks out.
Yeah.
But again, you're going to have them, but probably not on a Tuesday as much as you would if it was on a Saturday or a Sunday.
Yep.
Now, what about you guys, Dan? Do you do the wristbands, the hand stamps?
No, I mean, for a parade day, we have every person that's a door guy works that day.
Yeah.
So I think we have 2 people up front, 1 by the back door, 1 everywhere. So you have to at least go by 2 people to get in. So I don't think we
do you only let 21?
Yeah, 21 plus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we do that for a lot of stuff like that. So because we don't get a huge younger crowd anyway. So like more during the week. So I don't know, Tuesday. It's the same thing. We probably would go to 21 plus after 8 o'clock anyway.
Okay.
Like every night. So probably just be business as usual that day, and then who knows what South Boston actual St. Patrick's Day will be like. So I'll get back to you.
Yeah. Good luck.
Yeah.
The report back. I feel like I feel like you're gonna have some stories.
Yeah. I already have regular stories. I can only imagine what I'm going to see.
Some underwears and pint glasses in the bathroom.
Yeah, probably more than that.
Do you have any noteworthy stories from the BBC on St. Paddy's Day? Or?
It's usually not too bad. I think, like, the last one I worked, I only threw 1 guy out, and it was at, like, 11 o'clock in the morning, and he came in, like, just bundled. I was like, I'm not serving you anything. He's like, but I'm from Ireland. I'm like, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, get out. But I don't want to say it's that bad around here. I mean, it's sloppy, but, like, since it's so spread out, people kind of pub crawl, so.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you guys know this, and I'm actually kind of really excited. I'm going to do a little promotion for the town. There's a new thing that they're launching this spring. It's called Circuit, and it is similar to like an Uber. It's an app, and you can take it around the downtown area and a little bit beyond it. You can't go wherever you want, but it's free.
That's cool.
So you just call yourself a cab. I mean, it's going to cut down on the people. Again, it's not going to be a huge area, but like if you live relatively close to downtown, that you might drive home, or you may take it into the downtown area and drive home later. But I just saw it on All Things Plymouth today.
So you got a free taxi cab ride.
Yes,
from bar to bar.
Correct.
Wouldn't you just love to be that guy that's driving for free?
Oh, I know.
Oh, God, no.
With all those drugs in your car.
No.
He better have, like, the old school police separations,
yeah.
like just that.
Everything's in plastic.
Screen.
Yeah, no doubt about
back
it.
seat is just
It's like going to your grandmother's house with all the couch covers and all that
It
stuff.
sounds really good until you think about what's actually happening. If you can't walk to the next bar and you have to call a cab, you probably shouldn't be going to the next bar.
You can, because it'll take you, I'm sure this is helpful to all our listeners, but it'll take you up as far as like exit 5.
Oh, so yeah, the Hilton up there?
Well, there's a Hilton up there, but I mean, there's also the parking right. If you're driving to exit 5 in a cab because you are too drunk, you shouldn't be driving from exit 5. But
I don't know. Even if I'm sober, I don't think I want to walk that. It's not
right. But I mean, it gives more parking options for downtown.
Yeah.
But it gives you that. Oh man, like I drove down here because it's close and I've had a little too many. It gives you another option, another reason not to drive home.
I mean, my car has slept downtown many times, so I get
your
that.
Your car or you in your car?
No, just I always take the Uber home, but the car stayed over a couple days in a row.
I just walk home.
Yeah, well, I do that now.
Walk down and get my car later, you know.
Now, before when I lived in Kingston,
yeah,
I was like, yeah, it's close, but I'm not gonna.
It's not that close.
It's not that close, yeah.
I mean, and that's the thing. I just think it's very cool that they're doing. You know, again, it's a limited area, but even to give you that option of.
Now, does this have to do with Plymouth being rated one of the drunkest towns in America?
No, I think it has to do with them trying to combat the parking issues.
Okay.
So it gives you, like, say, if you park down at the grist mill and you're at East Bay, you can just call the circuit car. And
I mean, I really want to know when we're getting pedal taverns.
Oh, that's a terrible idea.
I mean,
I think it's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Carl, they'd be in direct competition with you.
I mean, I'm not going to be the one pedaling, but I'll fake it. Right later on.
Well, they're all motorized, aren't they? And
they are.
And like,
they got to be.
But that's like
who wants a bunch of drunks friggin'
fucking exercising while I'm trying to drink? No shit. Ever tried doing that? I remember playing intramural soccer and
you're pedaling?
Yeah, it's literally like a round table on like bicycle wheels, like it's 4 wheels. Everyone's got pedals, and there's a bartender in the middle that just makes you drinks while you're pedaling around town. There's another guy that steers it, and he like takes you on a tour, and it sounds terrible.
That sounds like a horrible idea. Yeah.
You can go into a bar and not pedal at all.
I can pedal from the bar. Fuck it,
Carl. You can install. Oh, here you go. Install treadmills instead of.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
Bar stools. It could be like an exercise.
Well, you know what? It's gonna be the new Peloton commercials. It's gonna be, come on, chug that beer. We're not here to. I don't know if you know what Peloton is. It's exercise bikes.
I do.
They're over all the commercials.
I do because I'm hip.
Yeah. See, at least Carl knows.
Congrats, Karl. You were cool than Andy.
See?
Or at least more with it.
We always knew that.
He watches commercials.
Or has heard of anything. It's fine, Andy. It's fine.
It's not too often Carl beats you in the modern times references.
Yeah.
So.
All right, so we talked about Amateur Night. We talked about St. Patrick's Day, which, again, is huge in Plymouth, and I'm sure it's going to be even bigger in Boston.
Yep.
But now other amateur nights like Mardi Gras.
Nah, Mardi Gras, it's...
See, I've never been, so I've only...
around here.
But
around,
I mean, it's got to be one of the biggest amateur nights.
Oh, yeah, down in New Orleans, I'm sure, but not around here.
No.
I heard everyone just gets arrested for peeing in public, and that's all.
Really?
That's the thing. They don't care. If everyone's drunk, how are you going to arrest one drunk guy?
Well, you can drink out in the street.
Yeah, you can drink out in the street.
So that's it.
You can get
you just can't pee out in the street. That's all.
Right.
Huh. So maybe they need a pedal toilet?
There you go. It just acts like a dishwasher and just fucking spins it around.
Yeah. Just what you want is a bunch of drunks on whatever you're pedaling around. I just don't see a good thing happening.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, that's what they do in Nashville. They pedal in a bar to a bar and then go to another bar while drinking. It's weird. I don't want to do it, but they do it.
So they drink while they're pedaling to go to another bar?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought that was like you pedal.
But if you can do that, you can drink outside, so why not just get a beer and walk to the next bar?
Yeah.
I don't think in Nashville you can walk around with open containers. So it's like a...
Oh, so somehow that counts as like...
Yeah, I don't really know how it works.
You can drink on the bus, but you can't drink on the street?
Yeah.
Oh, that's kind of crazy. Do you think Plymouth... Because there's more and more beer gardens like everywhere around town.
Yep.
And I feel like that's kind of a trend
to
drink outside. Do you think that Plymouth would benefit from a...
No.
Well, I mean, I think there's no way in hell the town will let them have
right.
that stuff, so...
I mean, sometimes it just seems like really arbitrary because you go to these events and they're like, "Oh, the beer garden's here," and it's just like this little roped-off area.
Yeah,
it's like a rope.
It's a piece of twine.
Yeah, it's like, what's the difference between here and there? And
no, it's because they can monitor who comes in and who's drinking over 21 and who's sneaking through the fence.
Yeah, who's going under the rope?
You're using fence really liberally there. Do you, from a business owner standpoint, would you rather steady business or amateur nights? So would you rather...
Well, I mean, anybody would rather steady business.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. Amateur night is tough because you can get a big crowd in for that one night, but again, they're going to break your toilet, they're going to, throw up on the rug, there's a million things that could go wrong just because it's amateur night. So everybody likes it the next day when you look at the bank account, but nobody likes it when you're dealing
Yeah,
with
you
it.
don't like that bloodbath
Nope.
that you go through.
So it's the Black Friday of restaurants.
Yeah. It
Kind of
can
like
be.
you,
Yeah,
you
pretty
don't
much.
you don't
Could
want to
be.
deal with it, but it's good money. and-
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Like, would I rather it start at 10 a.m. and then like just be consistent all day? Hell yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I love St. Patrick's Day because we're packed and we make good money. I hate St. Patrick's Day because we're packed.
And then you
And
get
it's this just all the stress that it, leads into everybody that's in the business.
Yeah.
If you're too crowded, nobody can make it to the bar, and they can't get a drink, and the bartender's not making money. And then if it's not crowded, and the bartender's saying, "Oh, why did you bring 3 bartenders on? We could have done it with 1."
Yep.
So it's a tough situation to figure out, and it's very stressful for management and owners. But again, the next day when you look at the bank account, you're thrilled, and you would say, "I'd take one of these every week."
But would you really?
I would.
Yeah.
I would. I would complain about it. But I would
You
take
would
it.
complain?
I would complain.
That
about
next
That-
day
that's
after, you're
it.
just like, fuck my
Yeah.
life. That should be a holiday for bars and restaurants the day after these holidays.
So, well, that's a good point. Like, so being bars and restaurants the day before Thanksgiving, you're obviously working. St. Patty's Day, you're obviously working. New Year's Eve, you're obviously working. Like, when is there like the industry night day? Is there a time of year where
They
industry
all
people-
say Monday nights is like industry night, but I don't buy that anymore. I think that it's kind of an older.
Yeah, I think
But there's not
Depending
like
where you are,
ooh,
any
a lot
day.
of people.
there's no like Arbor
Nope.
Day. That's when all the industry people go
No,
out.
and it's like I say, it used to be Monday, but it's their day off,
Yeah,
so they don't want to go out drinking
Mm-hmm.
with all the other people in the industry because they're like, it's my day off.
well, it
Right.
depends on how old you are too.
Correct.
yeah.
The younger
And
kids
they're
wanna
probably
do
like,
that,
oh,
yeah.
let's do our laundry and whatever household things you got to do.
Right.
But I
Yeah.
mean, like a holiday. There's no like.
Watch Nazi Hunters or something.
I want to see that. Is it good?
I don't get it myself.
All right. But so there's no like holiday that the industry has taken
No.
for itself.
No.
No, I mean, you could say that for any other industry. Is there any other industry for truck drivers? No. So why would there be an industry night for...
Because the industry people don't get to go out and celebrate. You know what I'm saying? So locally, the arm wrestling competition is an industry night where everyone goes out and kind of tears it up and has a good time. Truck drivers can take St. Patty's Day off. They don't have that same
Correct, yeah.
restriction.
Yeah, no, there's really nothing out there that I would say is an industry...
The closest thing I would say now is now a lot of bars and restaurants do their staff holiday party all after the holidays.
Oh yeah,
so,
yeah, in like January and whatnot.
yeah. So you get that random Monday off or whatever.
There's actually a
Usually
lot
Monday.
of companies that'll do now, too, because...
Yep.
Yeah, my
a lot
company
cheaper.
does. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
that's the closest thing I can think to.
I'm pushing for Arbor Day. I think Arbor Day should be the industry. Go out and tear it up.
Earth Day.
Arbor Day and Labor Day, is that the same thing?
No, Arbor Day, you're supposed to plant a tree.
Does Labor Day?
No,
No?
I don't think so. I don't think no.
Well,
Research says
Labor
no.
Day's for the pregnant women.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Gotcha,
it.
gotcha,
there you
gotcha,
go.
gotcha, gotcha.
That's your favorite holiday.
Gotcha. All right, let's take
That
let's
wasn't
take some
creepy
questions.
at all. All right, we're gonna go to some questions now. All right, so this is Sam Cerez. I'm just gonna make everybody Smith.
Wow,
how
that was
many
okay. You didn't
seats?
stumble on that one.
I know. How many seats does your bar have, and do you ever take them away? We have 20 seats, including 2 lower seats for wheelchairs, but seats are taken away Friday, Saturday nights because we get 25 plus across and 4 deep.
So
Yes.
I'm going to read this as around the bar, and we.
I'm
At the
assuming
bar.
these are bar seats, yeah?
Okay.
Yeah.
We have one that's close to service bar. We'll pull at night, but people are shifting and stuff. They just move chairs, so we could start off with 27, and that could be 10. I've walked in one where the fuck did all the chairs go? And
But you
they're-
guys don't pull them away
No, we won't pull
Oh.
them.
We will for special events or amateur nights,
Yeah.
so that people aren't sitting at the bar and people are trying to reach through them and reach over them and trying to get their drinks. So what we do is we take maybe 5 chairs away and make that a huge walk-up section, almost like a a waitress section where nobody can go. The waitress just come up. This is where nobody can, you can't sit and you can't stay. You can get a drink and go, or you can sit at the other chairs.
Like that's
So
smart.
yeah, there is times that we do take chairs away,
Yeah.
just to make it more convenient for the customers to get a beer and the bartenders to give a beer and have them go.
And because you don't, that's not enjoyable from either standpoint. If you're sitting at the bar and constantly having people reach
Nope.
over you, it
Right?
sucks
Nobody wants to
'cause
sit there,
yeah.
right?
People staring at the back of your head.
Yep.
Yeah.
And we find that if we do that, then it opens up that whole section. But people, regardless, will sit there or stand there and just put their arm on the, and start drinking. Like,
Yeah.
no.
Keep moving,
Get your beer
buddy.
and keep moving. This is for everybody. Let's go. And it's unbelievable how many. Doesn't matter if you take away the chairs, people will still try to stand there because it's an open space.
Right.
But yeah, there is quite a few times that we actually take away chairs from the bar just to get people up in there and trying to get the flow in the restaurant.
How do you keep the people out of the waitress service?
You just
Yeah.
tell them.
Oh,
Keep on going,
My
we
door
won't
guys
serve you if you're
literally
here.
repeat themselves all night.
Yep.
That just say you can't stand. It's like talking to
guys. You're not going to
toddlers.
get a drink if you're standing here. Go to the front of the bar. You're not going to get a drink.
So you just yell at them to answer your question.
Usually it's Andy fucking move.
And they know it. Everybody knows it.
Yeah.
Everybody knows they shouldn't be standing there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like if you
And when you're standing there, the bartender's not coming over to help you.
no.
So you should get the hint.
Yeah. This one's Devin Christine. And she says, probably been done before, but best and worst non-monetary gratuities. She says hers is she got a 2 thumbs up from an 8-year-old. So do you
Yeah.
get non-cash?
This is like a sexual
tips?
question.
It's very open.
That could be your best or
It
worst.
could be your
depending
best.
That's right.
So do you get tipped in things that aren't cash? And what's the best one?
I don't know if there is a good one. Like, if I'm getting tipped, I want money. You can't pay my bills with high fives and thumbs up. So,
But I mean,
Reach arounds.
reach around the bar for
Right, reach around the bar.
yeah.
Yeah.
put some
But I
money
mean,
in
like if
your
you had
pocket.
someone like one of your regulars come in and on a busy night they would bring you like, hey, got you some Speedwell chicken or
Yeah, so I guess something like that would be
Yeah.
the closest
I
I would
mean-
want
Yeah,
to
but
them.
you wouldn't get that in a
Non-monetary could be-
restaurant that you didn't have food in.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Sometimes
I've-
my bartenders have, like, their regulars will bring them, like, food from another restaurant down the street.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done that to bartenders. I know. I used to work
Coffee.
I used to work at a pizza place, and I would
Yeah,
show up.
that's all dumb. I think you're right. I think the
Yeah, I
bartender would much rather,
I'd rather
Cash
have
is
your
have the
king.
cash than a slice of pizza that's cold.
it wasn't cold. It was hot.
I didn't say it was from you.
Wow. It's the last
Yeah,
time
it's
I
like
bring
food,
you pizza.
food and coffee.
You never brought me pizza.
That's
You
just why,
don't
because you're
bring me
unappreciative.
flowers.
Are we doing karaoke this episode?
Don't sing
Jennifer
love
Sears.
songs.
Guest asked for a raw egg for his orange juice. Do you serve him a raw egg?
No. I don't know. I've never had anyone ask me anything like that, so. Can you?
They're asking for a raw egg?
Guy orders orange juice and said,
A guy
"Can I
or a
have
girl?"
Guy. And he
The
says,
girls
"Can
ask the question.
I get?" Yeah.
Well, the girls are like, hey, I've used that line a couple times. You want me to fertilize your egg?
How do you like your eggs?
No,
Big breakfast crowd, you serve.
So a guy.
Guy orders an orange juice. Says,
Is this,
"I'll
I
take
want a
that
raw
with a
egg."
raw egg with that."
So what's the question?
Is that cool? Would you serve it to him?
Yeah, I would charge him, but I'd give him a raw egg.
So that's is it sanitary to do that, though?
Yeah, why not?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking.
Why can't you serve a raw egg?
You can't serve someone like raw chicken.
You
Big
can serve
difference,
raw fish.
Yeah.
You
I
can
don't
serve raw. You can serve raw beef too. Beef tartare.
Listen, I have no idea. So
This
sure.
is why she's asking, guys.
Yeah,
She wants.
listen.
Yes.
Carl says yes.
When
I
you
would
find
serve-
out,
charge
Devin,
him.
you call me and you let me know.
Charge him $1 for the egg and say, here you go, crack it yourself.
There you go. She
See,
didn't
no,
ask about it.
I wouldn't do that because then you have someone that can throw an egg at someone now. I think you got to crack it for him.
Somebody can throw a drink at anybody.
Yeah, but that's less likely.
So no raw eggs on amateur night.
No raw eggs.
No.
No.
All right, Courtney Meek. How do you guys manage burnout when taking time off isn't really an option?
Dude, you just piss everybody off.
Wow, you must be the least burned out person ever.
You saying I don't piss anybody off?
That's not what I said.
That's what I read it.
Pretty sure that's what he said. Yeah, you deal with it. Next question.
Yeah, you just get
All
grumpy.
right? Jesus Christ, what's with the stupid questions?
You're probably going to
Stress.
yell at someone.
Carl, tell me about
See,
burnout.
Karl sounds like he's burnt out right now.
Yeah, I know,
So
right?
you're probably going to be a little snappy and all that, and then you just got to deal with it. until you get
Ask
your
Carl's
day off.
kids about that question.
You go lock yourself in a quiet room.
No, but seriously, do you like?
There's nothing you can do.
Yeah,
Because
you
you're not burned out until you get burned out, and then you're already burned out. So it's not like, hey, I might get burned out.
Well, the only solution is take
Is
time
take
off.
time off.
Yeah, so
So
if you're not
there's
taking time off, you're going to get burnt out, and then you're going to become a dickhead. So
Right.
take time off.
Or unless you're a dickhead anyway, and then
so take
Maybe
time off,
you
Carl.
become nice. You're a dickhead already. Yeah.
What do you think? Like a week, month, year and a half?
yeah, no, I'm thinking like an hour. Go in the back, have something to eat, come back out.
Yell in the
So is
kitchen.
that like? Well, that's a good point. Like, how much? If you get to that point where you're like, I just need to step away. Is it 10 minutes? Is it an hour?
I don't know. I've never reached
Yeah,
that.
it
because
depends
I'm
what you're
such a
stepping away
nice-
from,
Nice
so.
person.
I mean, I've definitely, like, when I worked, like, open to close before, and the other person came in at, like, 9 o'clock at night, I'm like, all right, I got to go walk around outside for a minute just to get out of this building. So
Yeah.
take a break.
Well, you're not saying, hey, I'm burnt out. I got to take a week off. I mean,
Yeah.
your business will close.
Right. Well, this is not a business owner specifically. Could be a bartender or waitress. She does not specify.
Why are they burned out?
Because she works for.
Because she worked 4 hours
no,
on
hang on.
Saturday night?
Hang on. It says right here. She says, "I work for Karl Heine,
Yeah.
and I'm burnt out."
He doesn't give me days off.
All right. This is Macy Ann Vernon. That's pretty good picking the easy names today.
So you did that on purpose, didn't you?
Yeah. What's anyone's weirdest request they have gotten from a guest?
That's the whole question?
That's the whole question.
It's so general.
Like a drink question?
Sure.
Is it a band question?
What's the weirdest request you've ever gotten from a band, Karl?
Kyle, can you get off the stage?
Karl,
Is that really a weird request?
I'm trying to think. I used to have a guy that would demands that we'd put the volume on for the national anthem at every hockey game, like not a playoff game or anything like that. And I'm like, no, like there's like 20,000 people in here. That
Do
don't-
you find you get more demands from regulars?
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
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 Because they're more comfortable to ask them.
Be like, Karl!
Come on, Karl. Let me play Jenga outside on the sidewalk with beer cans.
Yeah, so that's a tough question, though. That's a tough question. It's like an on-the-spot question. I'll have to think about that one.
Okay, we'll come back to that
We'll
one.
come back to that
Yeah,
one.
I'm sure there's
Sorry.
some weird stuff that
Sorry there, Macy Gray.
Sasha Primakova.
is she a figure skater.
Did you just make that one up?
No?
He can't make that up. He could barely say that. I'm proud of him.
Thanks, man. I've
He's
been
in practice.
practicing.
He took a month off. He just sits in the mirror every day.
She
and
must
just
be
reads
from Rhode
names.
Island or something.
I have a random last name generator on my phone, and I just read last names.
You have one of those calendars. Each day is a new weird name.
So, what are you looking for in your new employee?
I
So-
thought there's just gonna be what are you looking for?
No, but when you someone comes
Normality. So I can train anybody,
in, okay.
but if they're not set up for the job that they're applying for, then I don't want them in there. So I don't always say that I want.
But I mean,
somebody,
that's the question is like, what would make someone set up for a job? Like what?
well, usually if it's a new employee,
Yeah. So you're in
it's
an
a
interview.
shot in the dark.
You're interviewing me, Karl.
Okay,
What are the questions you ask?
are you going to shave?
Are you gonna wear the same shirt as Fish every day?
No,
Yes.
new employees coming in, if they're applying for, let's say, front of the house or a server, and not so much a bartender, then I can teach them how to do that if they have that certain way about them that you can tell that they're going to be okay working with.
It's
with
personality.
customers.
That's
Yeah.
the thing. You can't teach
Exactly.
personality, so you need to.
So when you are doing the interviews, you're more trying to get a feel for their personality than their.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's less like I've worked here, I've worked here, I've worked here. It's-
Well, no. You said, well, for new employees, for me, is meaning somebody that came right off the street that has no experience.
well,
If
new
you're just
employee would
saying-
be something.
If you're just saying a newer employee, yeah, I'm looking for experience. I mean,
Yeah.
if they've worked into 7 different bars in the last year, I'm probably going to say no.
Yeah, you look have.
Yeah.
Why do you work 2 weeks
Right.
at each job?
But if it's somebody that maybe worked and took 2 years off to raise their kids, and now their kids are in school and they're going to come back in, experience to me is everything. But it all has to do with personality.
If someone came in and they're like, "Oh, I worked at Stats in Southie," would you like pick up the phone and be like,
Absolutely.
"Dan, give me
If they were going to
lowdown?"
work at some place that I've already known,
Yeah.
either somebody working there or one of the managers or owners, I would definitely call up and say, "Hey, listen, I got this person applying for me. What do you think?" And they're going to say, "Yeah."
No, I think we've all done it. Like
Yeah.
I know I've talked to you.
Yep.
And
Or
you've
they'll
asked
say,
me.
"Oh yeah, she was great, and she left because she had a kid.
Yeah.
I wish I could take her back."
Yeah. She left
So-
because Karl offered her hours, and
Yeah.
It's like,
So, yeah, I mean, if it's new, somebody with no experience, it's all about personality. But of course, you want somebody with experience because it's less training, and they're going to jump right into the role.
yeah.
But you can hire the best server in the world, and if they're a jerk, it doesn't help.
Yeah, you can be the best server at one spot and be the worst at the other. So it doesn't really experience only get you so far.
Is there a difference between front of house and back of house that you look for? Because, like, obviously, in the back of house, you're not necessarily looking for personality. Because
No, you're
they're in the
looking
back
for
of
more.
house.
You're looking for more experience in the back of the house.
Yeah.
And it is really tough. And for the back of the house, at least you can have them come in and stage for, a shift or two
Yeah.
to see if they're going to jibe one with the other cooks in there. And then the other cooks or the kitchen manager is going to decide, all right, this guy really knows what he's doing, or he has no clue what he's doing.
Yeah.
And you can tell in the first hour when somebody walks in the kitchen. Because everybody can say they have, a million years of experience. But do they really?
Right.
And once you bring them in the kitchen and they try out for that short amount of time, you can tell whether they're telling the truth or not. Some people can't hold a knife.
Yeah. So you tend to, in back of house, give them kind of like a tryout shift?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think that's a really good idea to do now for any position.
Yep.
Give them it's call it probation, call it whatever
Yeah,
you want.
call it
a tryout,
training,
yeah.
call it whatever you want. But
Yeah.
if you don't work through that, no thank you.
Yeah. And it's, again, it wasn't for the restaurant industry, but I found the
Always trying to
hiring-
make it about himself, you know?
fine, fuck you guys.
It's not
I'll go
called
into the
Andy talk.
no, fine, no, fuck you guys.
This is an
I was-
inebriate.
No, whatever. Assholes.
This is an old colony.
Help me.
I don't remember the other podcast name.
I think he's,
You don't remember the
I
other
think he's
one.
looking for
Listen,
a job.
you're lucky we got
All right.
2 of them.
All right, this is probably.
This is the third, Dan.
Yeah, I said 2. I
Yeah,
so if you
2 of
name
mine.
2,
Yeah,
And you didn't name this one.
I did. I said this is an Andy talk. That was the first one.
right?
And then
you said
inebriate.
Yep.
And then you said the old colony.
All right, so I named 3.
Yeah.
All right,
There
so
we
the
go.
real problem is Dan can't count to 3.
No.
All right, I'm betting this is not her real last name, but Rachel6 asks, anyone know how to get into bartending at music festivals?
I think you just sign up and they hire anyone because
They need
there's
the
no
people.
such thing as bartending at music festivals.
Right.
It's just pour draft beer. Well, that's I guess not true though because doesn't the poor guys do levitate?
Yeah,
So-
Yeah, but how much people
I-
are going up asking for old
I don't know,
fashions?
but I think a lot of that is not so much like the music festival. It's like the music festival is held at, Foxborough Stadium, or it's held at whatever the hell they call Great Woods.
But
now.
usually if they already have their
right. That's what I'm saying. Is it's not like you're
they already have their people working.
you're
But if you're out in the woods and you're looking for that job for that Coachella out in the woods,
Coachella's not out in the woods.
Well, it's all private contract
From the
too.
Coachella?
Right, yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Is like you don't go for the music festival. You go for that bartending service.
Yeah,
and then
like
you,
I remember I walked.
so it's
I
sporting
was supposed
events.
to work
or,
at Harpoon Fest for a security company way back when, and then I didn't know where to go, so I walked up and I talked to someone that worked at Harpoon, and they're like, "Oh, you here to pour beers?" I was like, "I guess, whatever. I'm here to just do something." So that's how you get a job. You walk in and say you're here to work.
you just walk in and pretend like
be
you
tip
work there.
certified.
Yeah.
And that's
and again,
it.
it depends on how big the.
You just walk behind
Music
the bar and just start
venues.
pouring
Yeah,
beers.
like, I got this. Yeah. Move over, buddy.
Do you work here? Sure. Yeah.
I'm doing work, aren't I?
It's time for your break, and they'll be like, okay. All right. This one is from Cinnamon Ho.
Cinnamon Ho.
Again, guessing that's not the real name.
So many jokes.
How's the hoe spelled?
Hough.
Yes, so
Hugh.
you know.
Hugh.
Yeah.
Ho. Hugh. What? That's First name's Cinnamon, dude. I don't know.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
All right.
Chitty chitty bang bang.
Tell me a time you tipped bad even though you are in the industry.
Yeah, when I hate the friggin' bartender.
But what's you tipping bad? Do you still tip 20% or like a buck a drink or anything like that? Or what do you give them, a quarter?
It didn't ask what I tipped. It says tip.
Oh, look. She also says, what did you tip?
Bam.
I don't tip bad because I feel that everybody's at least trying to make an effort. And I know what they're going through. And if I get bad service, it's not because they want to give me bad service. It's because they're either really busy and they're the only one on, or they're in the weeds. But if I get bad service from somebody that just sucks, I just talk about them when I leave.
Yeah. I come on Bar Talk and say, this motherfucker.
We don't use names.
Yeah, that's why I said this motherfucker.
All right.
Unless that's their name.
I don't know.
Depends how fucking
Yeah, if they're that bad, I'll still tip. But I'll
Yeah,
bitch
I
about it
think
to the
I always
wife
leave
when I'm
20%. It depends.
I feel like 20. I feel like 20% is just the default. Like I can't remember the last time I specifically was like, oh fuck this guy, I'm leaving him.
Yeah,
less than 20%.
I mean, I've probably been like that, but I'll still do it because I've been there. I've had shitty days working there, so
Yeah.
who knows what the hell they're doing. But if I keep going back and it's shitty every time, I'm probably just not going to come back. So.
That's right. I'm just not going to come back.
Yeah, I won't have to worry about.
And it doesn't
tipping
matter
someone
if
bad.
it's just a shitty place, a shitty bartender, and the place is great. It doesn't matter if you get that shitty service. Then,
Yeah.
So-
once, bad night, twice. All right, I'll see you later.
So you guys are industry people and no industry people. At what point do you say, okay, now I have to... So you're at... obviously not Stats, because Stats wouldn't have bad service. But you're
Excellent
at...
service there.
Restaurant X.
But you're at Restaurant X, and you know Restaurant X's owner. And you go in, you have bad service. You're not going to say anything because it's like the first time, whatever, bad night, in the weeds, whatever. At what point do you then feel the need to contact the person and be like, hey, this person's hurting
I don't
your
think
business?
I actually would.
To me, it depends on why it's bad. Like, if it's bad because they're just having a hard time, I wouldn't say anything. But if they're like...
But if it came down to personality, and you're like, this person is just not a...
Well, I wouldn't say anything to the... If I knew the owner, I wouldn't say anything to him.
Yeah.
Only because if I respected them as an owner, they would know.
Yeah.
They know that, hey, I had Sally come in and nobody likes her, but I had to get Sally in because I had nobody else.
Yeah.
So a lot of people know that there's always a weak link in your restaurant.
Sure.
Always. Doesn't matter what it is, you always have that weak link. And that weak link doesn't have to be focused on by other people. So if somebody came to me and said, hey, Sally's horrible. I'm like, yeah, I know, but...
She's working on it.
Yeah, she's working on it, and I got nobody else.
Yeah.
As soon as somebody else comes in...
That's the only person that works Tuesdays.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, say...
But I would get rid of her in a heartbeat if I could.
Right.
But sometimes you don't know that they're not good until they've been there for quite a while and they fall into their bad habits.
Well, it's tough,
And
too.
most of the time, people can fake
And
it
you
for a
can't
little
just-
while.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, you take everything with a grain of salt, too, and, someone might just not like Sally or whatever, so...
Right.
But, now, say I went to dinner in your spot and you asked me how everything was, would you expect me to tell you if I thought the person was terrible, or would you just want to say, yeah, everything's
Well, that's a good question, too.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear
just
it?
asked you, yeah.
I'm asking.
I'm not sure if I would.
Yeah.
Because I think I would know already. Now, if you came and said, hey, it was really slow and I got really bad service,
Yeah.
then I would be like, okay, what's going on? If you came in and said, well, service was a little slow, but you guys were packed, I would say, okay, that's my
Yep.
excuse.
Actually, you'd be like, well, what do you want, kid?
It was...
Why don't you get back there?
Why didn't you help?
Pull your
Yeah.
own
Why didn't you help out?
Yeah.
What's the table?
Um,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I
so
think...
nobody wants to hear that their restaurant sucks. I mean,
Exactly.
Nobody wants to hear it. Do they need to hear it? No, because they probably already know. And if they don't, then they're not the manager that they should be.
No, but that's it. So,
All right.
there's your answer.
So I think that's last call.
Last call.
Last call. So let's
Last
go around the
call.
table. It's last call where we go around and give people a chance to plug whatever the hell they want to plug. We'll start with Mr. Mahoney.
When's this podcast come out?
Not today.
All right, so...
It comes out fish.
Comes out fish.
Comes out on Fish Day.
March 5th.
All right, so it's perfect. So I want to announce my contest with Inebriart to design Jordan's bathroom. From the last podcast.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. We were talking about that.
Keep up on it. You get a best drawn picture in Jordan's men's room. Wins a Speedwell T-shirt.
Yep. All right, that's fair.
love that
So
he knows
was
about
here.
it. He was here the first time this was brought up.
Yeah,
So.
I think this is the third time it's been mentioned on here.
Yeah.
So
Now it's sponsored by Inebriart.
So does Inebriart judge the best picture drawn in the bathroom?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
All at once.
Listen, he goes in the women's room all the time, so
I do.
Yeah,
I will
he'll
admit it
never
because
do
it makes no sense. I stand by it. I'll probably pee in their bathroom tonight.
Yeah, okay. Karl Heine from the New World Tavern.
Downtown Plymouth. Come on down for St. Patrick's Day. We'll be busy. Don't come if you're an amateur, but it'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
Come on down.
Karl draws the best shamrocks in
Oh,
the New World.
man, I pour a Guinness like you've never seen.
Yeah.
You should draw a shamrock in Jordan's bathroom.
Sometimes I fill the whole glass up.
With the shamrock.
No, with the Guinness.
Oh, okay.
Why don't you draw anything else?
We do. Well, actually, I draw a shamrock.
Wait.
But people think it looks like something else.
Was it last year that you guys had like the 3D printer thing?
We did, but we're not having it this year.
All right, that was kind of cool.
Yeah, thanks.
All right, good idea, Karl. Give me some credit. Say thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, this is Andy of Inebriart. I don't really have anything to plug. Check out the other podcasts that Dan already mentioned. Go to Inebriart on Facebook and partake in our photo daily photo challenge and daily drawing challenge. That's what I'm going to go with. And because Jordan says I don't say it enough, thank you, Fish.
Thank you, Fish.
Thank you, Fish. You do a
Whatever,
phenomenal
Fish.
job. Blah, blah, blah. Nice sweatshirt, dude.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
It's pretty sweet.
And so,
thank you, Dan. I don't
was talking.
handle praise well. I know I'm cutting you off.
All right.
Thank you, Dan. I don't handle praise well, so that was way more comfortable. You're welcome.
So that's it for Bar Talk this week. Thanks for listening. If you want to write in with your questions, you can email us at bartalkcast at Gmail. I almost said Yahoo. At gmail.com. You can find us on all the social medias at Bar Talk Cast, and you can obviously find this podcast because you did. Good work.
Find it again.
Find it again.
Subscribe.
Go to another
Rate-
podcast service
write
and find it
reviews
there.
about-
$10
Karl.
a piece.
Right. Wait, what?
Can you do that?
Sure. Karl Heine will pay you $10.
No, wait a minute.
Dan, you're going to write a review? I'm going to write one right now.
I am, definitely. It's New World gift cards, though.
All,
It's the only catch.
all claims made in this podcast are not responsible for by Inebriart or Bar Talk Cast. They're Karl Heine's opinions. You can email him directly. All right. That's it.
Bye.
Done.
And thanks for checking out the show today, listeners. If you enjoyed the content today, you can go over to patreon.com/inebriart to support the show. You can join over there for just a few dollars a month and help us provide this fun content that you just checked out. You can also email us at inebriart.com with your questions, complaints, and concerns, or you can find us on all social medias at inebriart or at inebriart6 on Instagram. And also don't forget to check out our other shows, Bar Talk Podcast, Old Colony Cast, Inebriart, and all the other shows on the Inebriart Network, which you can find at inebriart.com. Thanks again for listening.